Welcome to Healthy Living. My special guest today is celebrity chef Ellie Krieger, author of the brand new cookbook, Whole in One. And Ellie, this cookbook is phenomenal. I've been looking through it and the pictures are amazing, which is so great because people can see what the finished product looks like. But by far the best thing about it is each recipe is made in one vessel.
Yes. It is complete healthy meals in a single sheet pan, pot, or skillet. So not only is it a one-pot kind of cookbook, but it is nutritionist certified, registered dietitian certified, complete meals. So if it's a vegetarian meal, then I make sure that there's enough protein in there. If it's a meat meal or a chicken or fish, then I make sure there's plenty of vegetables and whole grains, so there's lots of fiber and phytochemicals, all that good stuff we want from our vegetables. So it's really balanced. It's delicious. I mean, that's the most important thing, right? That
and
it's just delicious.
There are so many things that people who make meals, especially meals for families, think about. Of course, we want to please our family. We want to give them food that they love, but also we care so much about nutrition. That's like number one on my list. But then oftentimes nutritious food takes a long time to prepare and often doesn't taste that great. But all of those questions are answered in here.
Yes. Taste is number one for me. It also, because if it's not delicious, you're not going to necessarily want to make it again. I'm all about it has to taste amazing and it has to have a certain wow factor, right? And then it should also be, you know, nutritious and fulfilling from a nutritional point of view. So that's that. Also, what I did in this book is not only is every recipe made in one sheet pan, pot, or skillet, you notice you don't need any kind of fancy gadget. A lot of one-pot cookbooks, you need to have an electronic appliance that takes up half your counter space. Really regular, versatile pots and pans. But what I did was every single recipe in the whole book can be made in one of 6 vessels.
Oh. This cookware is absolutely beautiful. Can I tell you? I'm going to ask my kids to get this for me for Christmas because it's so pretty and it's so nice to cook in cookware that you just love.
Feel good about. So it's great for people starting out if it's really all the essentials, but it's also nice if you need an upgrade and you're just ready for something new and fresh. And I love the Merlot color.
Me too. Me too. And speaking of Christmas, this is an excellent gift because it's so practical for everyone, regardless of what their cooking level is. So now you're going to be showing us how to make these phenomenal nachos. And again, my favorite part about them is they're healthy. Healthy.
Healthy, but also really decadent. So I want both of those things. So one of the things that I do to make it healthy is I use potatoes instead of chips, right? Typically nachos are made with like greasy fried chips. But here I just slice potatoes and roast them on the pan. So it's all happening on one sheet pan. I roast them on the pan, and then once they're crisped, I kind of just move them together like this to pile them up. And now, making it a complete meal, I use beans. So there's a can of pinto beans, or really any kind of small red bean you want. And then I just
those are cheap.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
very economical.
It really is. And then I just put some garlic. I spice those up because we want a lot of flavor, right? Some chili powder. Cumin, coriander. I don't know if you want to put some of that salt in here too.
Sure. So these are the Mexican ingredients, the cumin and the coriander.
Yeah, and the chili powder too.
In their spice cabinet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these are kind of, to me, the essential basics. So then I pour that on top. And so then you're getting lots of protein in this meal. So
now, for people who don't like beans, you can substitute meat,
You could do ground beef, absolutely, here. So, and then that's a meaty meal. But, or you could do ground turkey. That would be nice too. And then I just use cheese. So cheese, I see food as usually, sometimes, and rarely. So I make most of my dishes full of the usually foods, full of vegetables, fruits, lean proteins. And ingredients like cheese, I use in minimum amounts for maximum impact. So you want the melty cheese on there, but you just don't have to use a ton of it, you know? So there's 2 kinds of cheese, and what happens is this goes in the oven for the cheese to melt, and I have one in there. I'm going to pull it out.
So it's not really going to take very long for all this stuff to melt. I mean, we're talking about 5 minutes or so, right?
Yeah, about roughly 7.
All right. Oh, there's the finished product. Ooh,
gorgeous,
so
right?
Good.
Well, this is only step 1 of the gorgeousness.
Oh.
Okay, so then on top of here, you add some more lovely bright toppings. So I put avocado,
My favorite food.
Is it?
It's becoming
It's
my
so
favorite
good.
food. It's just the perfect food. It's that healthy fat.
Yeah, absolutely. And it just adds so much to make this a complete meal. And what you can do also is you can serve this for 4 as a complete meal, or you can serve it for a party. I mean, this is something fun to dig into on game day.
Yes, Super Bowl. And you know, I mean, I love the fact that these are potatoes. Now, do you use white potatoes in place of the chips?
Yeah, regular potato. Any kind of potatoes will really work. Yukon Gold, russets would work for this. And then I do some yogurt for some creaminess. And look how gorgeous this is.
Yogurt
I mean,
in place of sour cream?
Yes.
Okay, that's healthier.
Exactly.
But is it as good?
I think so. Well, I use the really nice, thick Greek yogurt.
Oh, okay.
And that makes a really big difference.
Okay, that's good to know. So I've never really been brave enough to substitute yogurt for sour cream.
Oh, you should try it. But anyway, even if you want a little sour cream, it's just a little anyway. So being careful not to burn ourselves, we can actually dig in.
Oh.
But this is the 1 sheet pan potato nachos, and they're so good.
Oh.
And you know you wish you were here eating them with us. I wish you were too.
Amazing. I'm going to try this yogurt to see how it compares to sour cream.
So good.
All right. Oh, this is so good. Can't tell the difference.
It does the trick, right?
So once again, the title is Whole in One, play on words, because you can make a whole dish, no, a whole meal, not a whole dish, a whole meal in one container, one vessel, as you say.
Sheet pan, pot, or skillet.
Sheet pan, pot, or skillet. And these are all extremely nutritious and also pretty fast and also economical. I mean, what more could you want, right?
Exactly. It's all there. It's a hole in one.
And the cookware is amazing, so beautiful. And people can go to your website, right? If they wanted to get more information about the cookware.
The cookware, the books, all what I'm up to with videos and on elliekrieger.com.
And this is your 7th cookbook, right?
Yes.
And I've been watching you for years, before when you were on the Food Network. Now you have the wonderful show on PBS called Ellie's Real Good Food.
Yes, thank you so much.
And that's on many times on PBS, so check your local listings.
Thanks.
All right, so we're going to come take a real quick break, and when we come back, Ellie's going to show us what you can do with your Thanksgiving leftovers, which will wow your family.
On October 1st, 1961, history was made when a tiny station began transmitting the first signals of the Christian Broadcasting Network.
CBN, the Christian Broadcasting Network.
And now, a new era has begun with the all-new CBN News Channel.
Just moments ago, the Iron Dome intercepted an incoming rocket right on the Gaza border.
Administering in this area, spiritual warfare is definitely involved.
A 24/7 news network, bringing you the news you want from a source you can trust.
In Kenya, 40% of the medical services are actually provided by these Christian hospitals.
Let's talk about the economy.
Believers here are joining together to win people to Jesus Christ.
All your favorite shows now in one place. Go to CBNNewsChannel.com to find out how to get the CBN News Channel on your TV all day, every day. CBN News. Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
Life. It's meant to be lived fully. Jesus said it. I came to give you life. Life to the fullest. Life in your family. Life in your finances. Life in your body, mind, and spirit. Life in your everyday. At CBN.com, we're taking what Jesus said seriously. We're here to help you discover life. Life. Live it fully. CBN.com.
CBN News, no filter, 24/7 news. Through the lens of faith, from natural disasters to breaking news in the Holy Land. We have access to stars in entertainment and to top newsmakers. We are fighting for your freedoms. CBN News, because truth matters. Become a CBN News member today.
And welcome back to Healthy Living. We're here with Ellie Krieger, author of the new book, Whole in One. And Ellie has a fantastic leftover turkey recipe for us. No more of those awful turkey sandwiches.
No, I mean, I have something really delicious. This is turkey Tinga tacos.
Love it.
I mean, tacos. Who doesn't love a taco, right?
I don't think anyone doesn't like a taco.
So I developed this recipe to use with chicken, with rotisserie chicken, actually, which you can do, you know, throughout the year, of course. But now that we have this leftover turkey, why wouldn't we make the most of it?
Exactly.
So really just started off here cooking some onions and garlic in a pan, and this is all made in one skillet because it's a whole in one, right? So garlic and onions, and then we're going to make this beautiful, flavorful sauce for the turkey, but really easily. So basically, it just involves adding some tomato paste. I'm sorry, tomato sauce.
Tomato sauce. It's not as thick as
tomato paste.
tomato
It's like a puree. So just a can of the tomato puree.
One can. That's great because you don't waste.
14-ounce can, exactly. Yeah. And then some green salsa, some salsa verde. Tomatillo salsa, and then you can buy, you buy a jar of that, and essentially you can use that also just as a regular dipping salsa as well. It's delicious. Also what goes in here is some nice smoky spice from chipotle chili in adobo. So this comes in a can also, and just a little goes a long way to bring so much smoky, rich flavor.
So for those of you who don't really know about this particular ingredient, it's chipotle chili in adobo sauce.
Yes.
And you would find it on the international aisle of the grocery store?
Just in the canned food section, in the international aisle, where you might find other sort of taco ingredients.
Okay.
But basically, it's chipotle is a smoked jalapeno.
Okay.
So think about it with the heat of a jalapeno. So you want to use about a tablespoon, and then the sauce that it comes in is super flavorful. So I put a little bit of that in also.
That's the adobo sauce.
Exactly. And you will inevitably have leftovers because a little bit goes a long way, as I said. What I like to do with the leftovers, I put them in little plastic baggies and freeze them.
Wonderful.
So then you have like sort of individual portions and you can put that in your regular chili. You could put it in meatloaf. It's really good. So there's lots of things you can do with it.
So that's great. Some people will really love the heat. Some people like me don't like it very much at all. So for people who like me don't like a lot of spice, how much are we talking about?
So, I mean, I would start with maybe 2 teaspoons.
2 teaspoons.
And then taste and see at the end, because it's going to reduce for a while.
Okay.
And the flavors concentrate as it reduces. So it's better you can always add more, but you can't take away.
A great
right?
rule
That's
of thumb.
a good cooking rule of thumb. So then just some oregano and salt and some chicken broth. And then this just comes to a simmer.
How much chicken broth are you putting in there?
So that's, oh gosh, I think that's about half a cup.
Okay. Because a lot of people have, and can you substitute turkey broth? A lot of people have extra turkey broth after Thanksgiving.
Or even you could put water, a little water in there too.
Okay.
So then this comes to a boil and starts to simmer, and you want it to really cook down so it gets like a darker shade of red.
Darker shade of red.
And that will really develop the flavor.
And how long does that take about?
Oh, it takes about maybe 10 minutes, I would say.
Okay, that's fast.
Yeah, super fast and super easy. As you can see, very little chopping involved. And then it winds up looking like this. And so the tomato really takes on that rich, dark color. And you can smell the smokiness of the chili.
It smells like a Mexican restaurant in here.
Exactly.
And that'll be such a great treat for people on Thanksgiving week and you're watching the football games to have something a little bit different than the traditional Thanksgiving meal.
And you could even do like kind of mini tacos and make them like kind of bite-sized.
Perfect.
And that would be fun finger food for like game day.
Absolutely.
So then the turkey, or you could do rotisserie chicken, of course. Then that goes in. And it just simmers together until it really absorbs the flavor. All the turkey is warmed through, and the flavors are absorbed. And then you use this as your main taco mix. And again, it's one skillet. And then what I like to do, I want to show you as this kind of simmers in here, I want to show you what I think is really essential to do for your tortillas.
And I see that the chicken or turkey pieces, they're not real tiny. They're just sort of like bite-sized. They're actually pretty chunky.
Yeah, well, I like to just shred it. Kind of, it gives it that like rustic feel. And
plus,
you do
again, not too much time.
Exactly.
Spending chopping it up real small.
Exactly. You don't have to spend a lot of time and effort. That's the whole idea here, to have like a whole meal that's really nutritionally complete, that's all healthy ingredients, that's also easy to do. And if it's easy and tasty, then you're more likely to cook at home and to have that meal at home and enjoy it. So anyway, I'm going to let that simmer away, and I want to show you how I heat up the tortillas.
Okay.
So I like to use corn tortillas or flour, but whole grain.
Whole grain,
possible.
okay, because when you go into the tortilla section of the grocery store, it's overwhelming. There's so much to choose from, and I'm like, I'm not so sure.
It can be.
So like what size and what is it made out of and everything.
So the size is just your preference, right? So whatever size you like, but I wouldn't pick the huge ones.
Okay.
Because that's more like a burrito size kind of thing. So I would say these are like 6-inch. And then you just put it, if you have a gas stove, you just put it on the stove like that.
Wow.
And
I just put it right on there.
Just put it right on there.
Okay, I saw
just
a little
like 30,
flame,
and that's all right.
but this is very authentic.
But you don't want to walk away from it, right?
Okay.
You want to stay there, and then it gets this nice little char, and then you put it in your, in your little towel or whatever, and they all stay warm like that. So then you can build your taco. Oh, look, this is simmering beautifully now, huh?
Oh, I can just imagine people around the house just, what is that smell? And just getting everybody so excited about it.
Oh, yeah, it smells wonderful. And so here, then what I love about taco night also is then everything just goes out on the table. Everyone can build their own.
Can we build one?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I think we have a plate right here, so.
Okay, so then I just put some of I would put this out on the table, and so then it just is casual and fun.
Whatever you want.
Some of the turkey there. And then you can top yours. Why don't you go ahead and top it with
And so these are like the typical, this is sort of like salsa type thing?
Yeah, some salsa and some lettuce. I like to keep it really green and vegetable oriented. So then you have your whole grain carb on the bottom.
Yeah, you
have your protein and you have lots of veggies. So it's a complete meal. And it's super fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and
that
so
one,
now,
you
like,
did good.
I
That
know.
looks great.
Is it so you kind of do like this?
Yep.
All right. And then I'm going to take a quick bite. This is probably not going to be very camera friendly.
But it's beautiful. A little messy taco's a beautiful thing. It's very good. Oh, good. And not too spicy for you, huh?
Well, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, Ellie is going to share more recipes from her brand new cookbook, Hole in One.
Life is better with a good night's sleep. Get your free DVD or booklet of Protect Your Sleep today.
I'm Ephraim Graham, and this is Studio 5. Cruise with me as I discover the good things happening in the world of music, sports, television, and movies.
The fact that Ryan Coogler was going to be directing the film, I knew that something special was going to happen.
We'll chat with artists at the forefront of entertainment and explore the connection between popular culture and faith.
I asked my pastor, I said, well, does that mean I'm supposed to be a preacher? He says, well, no, you already have a pulpit.
Watch Studio 5 Wednesday night at 9:30.
Remember for a moment what it was like to be a child. You believed every story you were told. You saw a world full of endless possibilities. What stories will the world's orphaned and at-risk children believe? We believe the Bible tells the only story truly worth believing. We believe that every child should have the opportunity to dream, the chance to take challenges and turn them into possibilities, the chance to stand on the promises of God, to recognize their place in the greatest story ever told. They have their whole lives ahead of them. Theirs is a world of endless possibilities. They are looking for a story to believe. We will tell them that story. Will you join us?
We're back with celebrity chef Ellie Krieger, author of the brand new cookbook, Hole in One. And I feel like I've died and gone to heaven. You have 6 dishes here that are featured in the cookbook. Wow.
Yeah, they look wonderful. I'm so excited to have them all splayed out like this.
And it's great to see the finished product, but what I love about this cookbook is you have so many beautiful pictures so folks can see what the finished product is supposed to look like.
I love the photos in the book. They really come to life on the page.
Really do.
And I worked so hard on these recipes. You know, it takes like 2 years to create the cookbook, so it's so wonderful to bring them to everyone now. So I'm excited to share with you. I have each one of these made in one pot, one sheet pan, or one skillet. So here, this is a Brazilian-style seafood stew. And you know what? I like to do like all kinds of world flavors. I like to say I do like a Mediterranean style of eating, but with world flavors. So I love to explore flavors from around the globe. However, always with ingredients that are easy to find.
Oh,
I don't want people having to traipse around to different stores or order online. This is all stuff that's easy to find. So this is a Brazilian-style seafood stew. You can use any kind of white flaky fish. I like to put shrimp in. You could put scallops if you want. There's bell peppers, 2 colors of bell peppers in there, some coconut milk, paprika. It has a nice limey tang to it. And it's a beautiful dish, and it is a hole-in-one, really.
The whole meal is made in one dish. That's absolutely incredible. And when you were listing the ingredients, I was like, yeah, that's healthy, that's healthy, that's healthy.
Exactly.
Because as a dietitian, you're really concerned about healthy foods. And you like to focus on plant-based foods, things that are have vegetables, whole grains, and fruits.
Yeah, so mostly plant-based, but I'm really an omnivore, and I bring in all kinds of different ingredients to the table, essentially, but really thinking, how can I get color, how can I get produce into this meal and have that be like a driving force of flavor and color for the dish. So this is a perfect example, the skillet meal. This is in this beautiful dish here, but it's made in one skillet, and it's pork chops. So when I'm using meat, it's lean meat. And I really do look for ethically raised meats whenever I can. That's something I do look for. But anyway, so it's pork chops, and it's rubbed with fennel seed, crushed fennel seed, and it gives it almost this sausagey kind of vibe, sausagey taste, but without it being a processed meat. It's a fresh meat.
Perfect.
And so then I cook that. It's great for fall because it's with sweet potatoes and kale and apple and onion, so it has that sweet, savory thing going on. That is a total family favorite. I have desserts in the book too.
Okay.
And they're not complete meals, the desserts.
Hope not.
But definitely desserts, and definitely have a healthy twist to them, but are still super decadent. So this is chocolate almond bark, dark chocolate, and the key ingredient, and this is just made in one sheet pan.
Right.
The key ingredient that makes it really great is some sea salt.
Oh, so sweet and salty, my favorite.
Yeah, it's an amazing combination. So here I have a grain bowl, and this is a 1 skillet grain bowl, and it looks so dynamic and like so much is going on. It's hard to believe almost that it's made in a skillet, but it's made with whole grain bulgur. Which I adore. I love the nutty taste of it. And it has chicken and spinach, and then some fresh vegetables, some cucumber and tomato and olives and herbs, and a wonderful tahini dressing. But literally all done in one skillet, and you have the hot element of the grain, and then the cool vegetables, some cooked, some raw vegetables.
I've heard good things about bulgur. I've never tried it before.
Oh my goodness, you have to try. It's great.
I'm going to try that
And it takes like minutes to cook.
Oh,
so
wonderful.
it's fabulous. And then this is a soup. I have lots of soups in the book. This is a wonderful chicken soup with quinoa. And it has lots of vegetables in it, and that's how I kind of make it into a meal. I put that whole grain quinoa in there. It makes it really hearty and wonderful. And last but not least,
another dessert.
Another dessert, and I love this one because it's roasted pears, and roasted fruit is lovely. So roasted fall fruit, you can do this with grapes, you can do this with apples, but I love it with the pears.
Wow.
And I just crumble up some regular ginger snap cookies, crush them, put them on the bottom of the plate, pears on top, and it really makes the fruit burst into the dessert world, basically.
Wow.
So again, one skillet on that one.
These all look phenomenal, and once again, you can find each and every one of these dishes in Ellie's brand new cookbook, Whole in One, and it's a snap to make and even faster to clean up. That's what you hate about certain cookbooks, is having all these pots and pans, but you only have one main one. And your husband does the cleanup, so that's awfully nice of you.
This book's a big favor to him.
Okay, we'll be back with more with Ellie Krieger right after this.
I am Region's first ROTC graduate student.
Meet the pastors who are preaching the gospel in a fresh, fearless way. I'm Roberto Torres-Cedillo. Join me each week for Next Gen Voices and watch God transform a generation.
How'd you like to get a redo on your health, on your body, on your arteries, so you could have the energy you had 20 years ago? The great news is you can. I'm Dr. Mike Roizen, chair of the Wellness Institute at the Cleveland Clinic. I've written 4 New York Times bestsellers. But even better than having to read all that, you can listen to this DVD and watch it. Protect your heart? Yes, you can. Here's how.
Go to CBN.com or call 1-800-700-7000 for your free copy of Protect Your Heart. Let the medical experts show you their new discoveries on how to avoid heart disease and even reverse it. Easy steps to uncover the hidden dangers in your medicine cabinet, reduce stress, and get a complete do-over for your health. Call 1-800-700-7000. That's 1-800-700-7000. Or go to CBN.com to claim your free copy of Protect Your Heart.
We're back with Ellie Krieger, celebrity chef and author of the brand new cookbook, Whole in One. This is the cookbook that you need. It is a great gift because who doesn't want to make an entire meal in just one vessel?
I know I do. I mean, everybody's busy out there, right?
That's right. And, you know, a cleanup is a snap, too. You know, you were talking about some of the ingredients in these bulgur and quinoa that are supposedly really healthy grains, but a lot of people haven't used them before. How do you make those?
So, I mean, actually, it's just as easy as making rice. Making quinoa, if you can make rice, you can make quinoa. And actually, quinoa cooks in the same amount of time as white rice, which is just like 15 minutes. You basically just boil it. And the quinoa you just put into the soup in this case, so that's easy. And I really give you very clear instructions, so you don't have to worry. The bulgur you just kind of reconstitute in hot water. It's so easy, so don't be intimidated by it. But one of the things I really love to do, so I use mostly like fresh foods or really whole grain staples, minimally processed, but I really believe in using smart, healthy shortcuts. And one of my favorites that I discovered when I was making this book, speaking of whole grains, is a lot of whole grains, including brown rice, which takes like sometimes an hour to cook, comes frozen. And literally on the ingredient list, it just says brown rice. And you take it and you put it in a microwave-safe dish and you microwave it, and it comes out. I was really amazed myself when I tried it at first, and it comes out just as good as if you cooked it on the stove.
Wonderful. What a great time-saving tip. All right, well, once again, the book is Whole in One. Ellie Krieger, thanks so much for being with us today. And thanks to you as well for joining us for this edition of Healthy Living, and we'll see you again next time.